There we go.
Are we in? And
We
we're in.
are in.
Hello, welcome in, everyone. I'm taking the lead today. I never take the lead. Welcome to the Immersive Realms for the first one-shot that's not run by Matt. So, how exciting. Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. We have some new faces. We both have Yoma and Katzen. Demoted, no names allowed. So Yoma being Mark and Katzen being Ali. And also familiar faces of Scar, Shar, and Nikki. I don't think we have anything important to announce at all, but we will be back to regular schedule next week. But for today, we have the Rogues Gallery one-shot I've written myself. We're setting in the world of the Shadows We Fear in Lorenfall, following the Thieves Guild there, as a group of adventurers get contracted for a heist. So if we're all good, ready to start?
Ready as
I'll
all
go
be.
up there, hang on. Great. So, our story starts in the city of Horizon. Horizon is known for its wonder and arcane ingenuity. It's a city of scholars and magic. And for all of you, you're all members of the Our Friends Thieves Guild, based out of Brazenfort, the largest city in Lorenthal. Some of you don't know what life is like outside the guild. Some of you have been there the whole time. Some of you are new entrants. But all of you know that when Orion, the guild master, asks you to do something, you do it. On this occasion, Orion has asked you to procure a legendary artifact. The greatest irony of this artifact is the fact that it has been forgotten. The Eye of the Beholder is said to show glimpses of the future. What can be, what will be, and what may never come. You know that Orion sent a single infiltrator in before. About 2 months ago, Kesh, a tabaxi that was quite new to the guild, was sent in and hasn't returned. Fortunately for you, this has caused Orion to double the reward for the acquisition of the Eye of the Beholder. And whispers amongst the guild indicate that Orion is planning something big, and something an insight into the future can help achieve. Our friends can really take over. They can very much strengthen their stronghold. And if you are one of those people to make that happen, the glory, the riches, everything you ever dreamed of could be made a reality. You find yourselves within the forbidden section of the Arcane University's library. Before you is a familiar face. It's a half-orc by the name of Pell. He's standing after shoving a bookcase aside, with a crowbar in hand. Right. You know the boss is wanting that eye. What our intel says is in the back of end of the library. If you bring that to him, that's 12,000 gold, split amongst all of us. Would have been an easy job for Kelgon. If any of you are looking to be the next prodigal son, getting that jewel is the best way to do it. It's meant to look like a crystal ball, with a deep crack down the middle. Now get in there. I'm keeping watch. And Drex is in charge.
No, nobody told me I was going to be in charge. I'm not equipped for this mission at all. I have no leadership skills whatsoever. I relinquish any responsibility for your lives. I am not prepared for this. I'm shy.
As you're speaking, the half-orc
be deemed a coward. Thank you very much.
the half-orc picks you up,
No, mate.
throws you down the stairs.
Huh?
Ali, please introduce Drex as he is falling down this flight of stairs.
Introduce. I'm great. I think I've got a broken femur now. I'd really appreciate it if someone could kick that orc's arse because I don't feel well. I'm not prepared for this at all. I'm just here to score a wee bit of extra money. And I'm not here to lead. Not born to lead. I'm born to follow. Be quiet in the background and not get in any trouble. Well, I'm in plenty of trouble, that's kind of why I'm here, but you know. Someone help, please, my femur's broke.
And how would you describe what everyone else sees as this poor creatures lying on the floor at the bottom of the staircase?
A rather dishevelled looking little gnome that's clearly seen better days. Massive bags under his eyes, pretty much suitcases at this point. Definitely doesn't look like an upstanding citizen.
Descending the staircase after that, Nikki, would you like to introduce Etienne?
My name is Etienne, and I don't like to speak. I just like to stay in the shadows and deal with it. But what you see with Etienne is what you get. You're a run-of-the-mill rogue that's constantly got his hood up, but when he does take it down, he's like a half cast kind of colour tone, skin tone with the hair and tight brown dreads that only look like cornrows that only really go to the bottom of the bottom of his skull, and that's it. It's not really anything too fancy.
Great. And Mark, would you like to introduce Vice as they come down the stairs?
Vice von Rice here. What you see is what you get. So it's about 6 foot tall, kind of a slender bowed half elf. It's got a cloak on and a hood up, but you can see poking out of it about medium length white hair and some dark eyes under it. On his side, a rapier with a particularly nice pommel on it. You can see some imprints of rose and thorns inlaid in it as well.
Great. And what I imagine, both of them fighting their way to be the first one into the room. Whoever beats it first between the twins can introduce themselves.
Me. Me.
So, I will be playing Clink this evening. One half of the twins. I am about 4 foot tall, maybe a little less, but a piebald black and white Kenku. He's dressed in a well-tailored, mottled grey hooded tunic with a fine dappled grey cloak, brace of daggers and a rapier at the waist. Everything is sort of like burnished, like black iron, so everything's been stained and darkened. Most things are sort of heavily wrapped in cloth to prevent any additional movement. And squeezing through the door shoulder to shoulder with him is...
I am Clank. Pretty much identical in every single way. The only difference is there is 2 daggers at my side and a short bow flung across my back. I am ever so slightly shorter. I am the younger twin after all, but it's only by a minute, despite how much Clink really wants to be the older one. It's literally by a minute. We are best friends. Best friends and worst enemies. But yeah, we are the same, pretty much identically, equipment and all. Just everything is obviously jet black, burnished. The only difference is really with my daggers is that they have blue wrapping, and that's it.
and the other members of the guild would be familiar with the fact that we were won as eggs by Orion in a game of cards around 13 years ago. He sort of won us as I guess, not knowing what they were, as a bit of a curiosity, maybe something to display in a cabinet, and was more than a little surprised when we hatched.
He was not expecting that. He was just like, "Oh, these are pretty cool." Like, you know, someone was like, I'll bet this. This is all I've got left to bet." And it turned out to be, as we are colloquially referred to, is the birds of a feather.
That's a good one. So, the room that you all find yourselves in, as you look up the stairs, you see the bookcase that was in the way before the boards were prized is being slowly moved back into place to cover your tracks. In the room in front of you, it's hexagonal in shape. There's essentially the staircase that leads up and an open door that you've just came through. On the other side, there's a closed door, and 4 kind of gargoyle head statues on 2 on the other side of the door that you've just came through, and 2 on the other side, beside the door that is currently closed. On the wall, with nothing on it, it will say, "Please, under no circumstances, open this door. It's been sealed for a reason, and you'll find no treasures in here. Turn back now."
This is what we've been pointed towards specifically.
Yep.
Well, I've never been one to follow rules.
Rules? Trap.
So you want to check for traps?
Trap.
Probably worth doing. Yes.
Trap.
I will agree. Trap. And
Trap.
I will search for traps.
I
Okay.
wish to as well. I have
Okay,
the Dungeon
Chris.
Delver,
Oh, me
Okay.
too.
so I roll it.
Anyone
Perception?
that wants
Advantage?
anyone wants to check for traps, please give an investigation check.
That
That's no
is
advantage.
26.
26, perfect. What
12.
about everyone else? 12.
Blind.
Oh,
30-20 for investigation.
those of you that got over a 15, you see the room isn't necessarily trapped in a traditional sense. You're not going to stumble across anything that will set you off, but you get the impression that the room is a bit of an airlock, and that the door at the back needs multiple people to open the door. You get the impression that these gargoyle heads' mouths are open, and it can fit an arm inside. And especially those of you with over 20, if you look up, you see there is a glass bottle rigged at the top of the room. You notice on the floor there's shards and scorch marks, and you think that if you do not open this door appropriately, it might drop whatever this bottle is on top of you.
Don't like.
Anyone
Trap.
else concerned with the man
Trap.
that let us in here is also the one that's trapped? Is that not registered with anyone yet? Is that not concerning? And now suddenly there's a booby trap. Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, whenever Orion sends us. Actually, by the way, I forgot. Like, I'm so used to being in streamer mode that I've automatically defaulted to the Israeli voice, so I had to like tone it back.
That's right, don't worry.
But if Orion has sent us in here, then surely there must be a reason for it.
To be honest, I'll believe anything this man says to me with a voice like that.
Frank's just gonna make the literal sound of coins.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing. It just echoes back and forth a couple of times.
The jingle of coins in a bag.
So what is it we're looking at that's above us then?
So it's literally, you get the impression that if someone just tried to open the door without being secure about it, this glass bottle will drop. Essentially.
Totally wasn't a spell.
What was it about the gargoyle heads?
They're open. It seems like a bit of a containment, like a secure containment situation where you need multiple people to make sure this door opens securely.
Who's the tallest out of us all to try and hold the glass ball up? Just stop it hitting the ground.
I'm a gnome, so definitely.
In fact,
Yeah,
how
okay.
high? In fact, how high is it?
It's about 10 foot tall.
I mean, I have a climb speed.
Where you want to collect the bottle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. By all means,
I'm just trap.
Crap.
Just up the wall. Just up the wall. Reaches out and just.
Great. You can give me a Thieves' Tools test or check or sleight of hand, whatever you prefer to.
Either way, it's a pretty major plus.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 24.
Great. You securely you grab this bottle and you pull it down, and it's hot to the touch. It's almost unbearable. The touch, not by the tip of the flask. Sorry, I think your mic cut out there.
Yeah, I will retrieve it and scale back down the wall. Trap.
Great. Are you then going to open the door?
I say we pocket it. That might come in useful.
Great. You can add a very warm potion to your inventory unless someone wants to maybe try and do an Arcana check to identify what it is.
I could do that. I've got quite
Yeah.
decent bonus to mine, so I'll have a look at it.
Gingerly holding out the flask.
15. You've spent a lot of time around potions, and you know which ones are good to drink and which ones aren't good to drink, and you think that this might have a fiery end or a fiery explosion to anyone that unstoppered the bottle. You can add a potion of fireball.
Oh,
That could have been
Yeah,
real bad.
wonderful! I'm definitely not going to cause any problems with this.
I'd like to have a ganders in the mouth of the gargoyle.
Yeah, sure. You look inside, and it's literally just there's like a handle that you clearly twist. You again looking closer at it, you probably think that you needed two people to essentially turn these handles to open the door across from you safely.
In. She'll just mimic.
Yeah. If again the trap's disarmed, so nothing happens.
I'll head on into the. What is it open yet? Or are we just about to open it?
Yeah, if you open the door, the only thing that happens is the door behind you slams shut.
Shit.
Trap.
Crap.
But outside of that, on the on the other side, you just see a straight corridor. Goes on for quite a while, but then it's almost like there's a sharp turn to the right at the far end.
I'll just follow the path.
Okay. Is everyone else following too?
Yep, I'll take the rear.
Sneaky.
Great. Sneakily. If you want to do a stealth check, you can.
Yeah.
Anyone else wants to?
Why not? A 28.
I got a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
That'll be a 13.
13.
Too busy yelling down the corridor, just trap.
Don't you have your boots?
That's a 29 for me.
29.
So you
What?
should be-
Hang on. Just double check what my boots actually do, because I cannot remember. No sound regardless of surface. You also have advantage on destiny. Yeah, I have advantage. Yeah, that was with advantage.
Oh, okay. Well done.
Even with my really nice boots, I'm just like, trap.
Yeah, as you're walking, can I get everyone to make a perception check?
I have a passive of 17, if that helps.
Passive.
Yeah, if you do a roll and just rely on your passive, you can
Yeah,
That's,
passive is 19.
do that.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna see what's higher.
Oh yeah, true. Good point.
That's what I did.
Oh yeah, my passive is higher.
Perception
Alright.
plus 7. Oh, 18 for perception then.
Correct. So I'm assuming most of you speak Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of this row, this long corridor, just before the door turns, you see a shadow mark that is symbolic of our friends, to say that, essentially friend, and scratched into what looks like a shaky claw.
Oh no.
It reads, "The back library is sealed. Arcane bullshit. 2 keystones needed. Couldn't find. Leaving tips. Look for our mark. Then returning to the guild for backup. Cash."
Magic rock.
Rock.
That's gonna get
You brought this on yourself.
I
Yeah,
did.
you said we could do this.
I did say you could do it.
Do you see our character sheets as well?
I did. They're almost identical.
They are identical.
Yeah.
Um,
And this was
Yeah, and-
Scar's idea, I will add. This is not my bullshit.
no, it works. But after kind of distracted by this marking at the far wall, just a quick turn to your right, and you see. We should bear in mind that you are approximately 3 floors underneath the ground at this point, in the subterranean area of the library. You see stone platforms that circle this room, and in the middle is a full swamp ecosystem. There's these magical lights floating in the air that are seemingly acting like giving sunlight, feeding these plants. There's 2 bridges in the middle that connect both halves of the room, with running water flowing underneath. And you can see 3 doors. One on the left wall, one on the right wall, and one on the back wall. Can I have everyone make an insight check?
It's a
Dice
natural
going in the
20.
bin. 5.
Natural 20.
7.
5.
19.
19. What'd you get, Ali?
5.
5, sorry. Okay, great. So both, let's see as well, I need to double check every time which one's Clink and which one's Clank. Both Clink and Etienne. You have you kind of know that you're very well hidden. At this point, you're very well disguised. but you know that Plank wasn't. And you have a feeling that at least someone in your party is being watched.
Fucked.
Can I have like a perception check to see if I can figure out where we could be getting watched from, whether the plants are alive or there's like eyes within the wall somewhere? Like,
Yeah, by all means.
happens. That's not a natural 20.
Unnatural 20. Yeah, you kind of walk into the room and you're like, I mean, this room's massive. It's incredible that they have a full ecosystem essentially thriving with all the plants and everything. And as you're looking out over the water, you see just the tip of a head as it sinks below the surface and ripples run out across.
There's something in that there water.
What could really survive down here in a place like that, though? Like, why is it here? What's it doing?
But you said the head was. Did it look humanoid?
Yeah, you saw black hair. That's about as much as you saw.
It's me.
Can I take a ball bearing out my bag
Yeah.
and try and throw it into the water to disturb the water to see if anything happens from this information?
Yeah, definitely. I'll just say you can just do that. And are you aiming towards where you saw the ripple come from?
Not just from the information that I was given about the head in the water. Just in that general direction.
Yeah, great. As you do, you definitely see something move underneath the surface. And it seems to be swimming closer to the edge.
Can I ready my crossbow?
Yeah.
You said obviously it's obviously swamp biome, I assume, like mangrove trees and stuff included.
Yep. And particularly there is like a massive tree just beside you that seems to be growing fruit and things like that. But as you kind of ready your weapons, anticipating the worst, the head pops up again. And what you see is it looks like a young Triton woman. Are you friends? She pulls herself out of the water.
I believe the better question is, are you friend or foe?
This is my home.
We are here to cause you no trouble. We are on a mission to find something and find one of our friends. Maybe you've seen them.
Are you talking about the cat?
That's exactly what we're talking about, lady.
Clink
It was
meows.
me. It was
Perfectly.
Meow.
He was mean. He was mean to Dana.
Are you Tanner?
I'm Tina. This is my home.
Now, we have a message that we are looking for 2 keys. Tanner, could you help us?
I don't know what that is.
It's a key. It's what you put in the door to unlock it.
Tina's not allowed to leave her home.
Why are you not allowed to leave your Tanner?
In case the bad comes through again.
And can you show me in which direction the bed comes from?
She points to the door on your right. It used to live there. And then it now lives down there. And points to the door at the back.
the same door that we just came from?
No.
Oh.
So 4 doors. So the door at the opposite end of the room from where you came from.
How about you dive back under that water and you go and investigate this bed?
You want to see my rocks?
Perhaps we may return, Tanner.
Magic
You
rocks.
can trade.
Clank will
Have
just
you got
nod.
anything to trade? We can trade.
What are you looking for?
She dives beneath the surface. And she comes back up with a rock, just like an actual stone. She sets it on the walkway. She goes back down again. A couple of minutes pass and she comes back up with another stone.
Do these stones look... I'm going to say they just look like normal stones.
Yeah, they're just normal stones.
Can I give it a little dagger or something?
Dagger.
Something shiny.
She takes the dagger and gives you a rock.
I'll pocket it.
And you want to see my favourite one?
Why not? We're not going anywhere.
She dives back down again and re-emerges with a red stone that's about the size of one of your heads. I'll trade it.
Magic
And what do you want for that?
rock.
I like your cloak. I like his cloak. I like your boot.
Mine.
I like his bag. I like his
Okay.
sword.
I'll give her my cloak.
Your cloak.
Oh.
She gives you the red rock. Takes your cloak of Elvenkind.
Right from my sheet.
Kinda likes her new friends. If you you look at the stone and it just very aggressive looking red that hums with an energy that you're not quite sure how to manage that.
Arcana check on it.
Yeah.
14.
14. You've heard of these before? They're known as keystones. I might not know what that is, but do you think this could be one of the keys at least that I was talking about? Dana needs to wait here.
Yeah.
But
Do many people other than the bad come through here?
the bed's not allowed in.
Nobody else comes through? No other
There was the-
friends?
There's the cat.
Established he's an arsehole.
And there's the professor. He hasn't been in that while, but he comes by every once. He came by once the cat set off the alarm.
How does one set off these alarms?
The sheet wraith.
What was that?
The sheet wraith.
What the fuck is a sheet wraith?
It wears a sheet and it walks and it walks and it walks and it walks and it doesn't stop.
But can it swim? Because if it can't, I'm getting in there with you.
It doesn't come into here. It waits beyond that door. And she points to the one at the back.
Clink's
So
going
are
to-
the sheet wraith in the bad battles then?
No. The sheet wraith stops the bad from leaving.
The more information we get, the more confused in this case.
Tana, can I ask you a question about your favorite rock?
Yeah.
Where did you get it? Is there any more of its kind?
Oh, Professor Heartworm gave it to me, and there was another one. His office was over there, where the badge used to live. I don't know where the other one went. The other one is blue.
Well,
Ollie.
I'll look at the party and just ask: Do you think I should give this back to her to dive down deep and protect it within the swamp?
Keep.
Yeah, she seems
Keep.
friendly.
I'm sorry. I know you say keep, but do you mean I keep or she keep?
You.
You. We both turn and point.
Okay.
I'd like to crouch down in front of her and get like eye level and go, "Are you safe?"
This is my home. And if you want, you can give a insight check
I would like to.
on that.
Come on, Dublin guys. Same thing. That is a 16.
16. You, like, as you kind of get closer, you see that she is very unkempt. Like, her hair very long and dark, damp and matted. The way she speaks, it's not someone that you'd expect for her age. You'd maybe get the impression she's about 20 years old, but maybe she's not interacted with other people for a while.
Okay.
So she said that the room on the right is where she last saw the blue orb going.
She didn't say that necessarily. She said that that was the professor's office.
I think we should scope that out.
Okay.
Clink is also,
So if you're...
Clink is also
On
going
you
to
go.
ask how you here.
This is my home. The professor took me from the orphanage and gave me a home. I live here.
Who? And he mimics her voice saying professor.
It's Professor Heartworm. I haven't seen him in a while. Not since the cat set the alarm off.
Is he lost?
Oh no. He comes down and he tidies up and resets the alarms.
When was the last time he reset the alarms?
You watch as she's like starts counting through her hands. Some weeks. I don't know exactly.
It's okay. I mean, Drex, you're the leader. It's on you. Tell us where and when we go.
I distinctly remember relinquishing all leadership roles, but in this instance, I will happily take the lead just for this instance and say that if there's two bad guys over there, I don't want to go anywhere near that. So I say we go scope out this professor's office because she's friendly and she likes him, I think. I'm not sure. Do you like him, the professor, Tina?
He gave Tina a home.
Good enough for me. Let's scope out his office, find another one of these balls. Hopefully, never encounter anything that's name is just bad, because that sounds shocking. It'd be in and out of here in 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'd like
Do
to
you-
make
there you go.
thieves' cant for danger to Clink. Just a very quick
In which direction?
to you. No, just like I'm still looking at her, but behind my back,
Yeah.
it's literally just the thieves' cant for danger.
Clink just like chirps. A little magpie chirp.
You should have learned how to magpie chirp.
Before you go, do you want any food?
Anything for you got enough?
She kind of goes into a little bag that's attached to her hip and just throws a fish down and a piece of fruit.
Thank you very much, Tina. Much obliged.
Thank you.
I'll be here if you want to play, or if you want to talk, friends.
Well, hopefully we see you again soon, Tina.
She drops below the water, but get the impression that she's still watching you as you kind of stand there.
Off to the office.
Can I go to my bag and just pull out like a cloak that I have, just like a regular cloak? I feel naked
Yeah.
if I would.
I
See,
mean-
you built your character the same way I did.
Yeah.
So you're heading to the door on the right.
This is the one
Yeah.
that the blue orb used to be behind, correct?
At one point.
I leave the bell from my pack with her.
Or you just leave it there, you calling her back over to cover it.
I'm gonna put it like on the rocky bit around her.
Mhm.
And I will mimic the sound the bell makes. And I will go when bad. And then make the sound of the bell again.
She swims over, just eyes and top of the head peeking above the water. Just damp hand reaches up, grabs it, and pulls it under.
I'll quickly pitter patter after the others.
Right, so you trying the door?
Hmm?
You idiot, it's locked. You're on a heist.
Can I look around the area first to see if I can scope anything out? That like, she was saying about traps, so there may be something.
Yeah, if you're looking for traps, you can do an investigation check. If you're just looking into the swamp, you can even do a nature check.
Hint, hint.
I'll nature check this one.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay.
That's an advantage as well. That was a 7 on the investigation check.
A 7 for investigation.
7
Doesn't look
nature.
trapped. So yeah. As you're kind of looking, you look at the fruit that you picked up. You can see it's part of the tree, but it's not necessarily got a lot of fruit on the tree at the moment. This fruit is called an Everin fruit, and you know it's quite invigorating.
Is anyone a capable climber? Because these fruitsies up here would be quite handy when we need a wee snack, need to feel a bit better. I know I always like a wee juice up before a heist. Well, juice cleanse maybe, if anyone's into that. Cold water tip, juice cleanse. Gets the blood going, no?
Clint's just
Is-
going to point at the tree.
is-
Kinda food.
Come again? I think your twin had the brain cell when you said that one. What was that?
Did my mic break up, or did you not actually hear what I said?
I genuinely couldn't figure out what you were saying.
Tina food.
Oh, right. Yeah, and I mean, they seem to be doing her well, so why don't we give it a go? She gave us one.
No. Kinda food.
Get you know. Together, you work quite well. Separately, couldn't understand the things they were saying.
I will just turn really slowly, look up and go,
The feathers
Rude.
ruffle.
oh yeah, just rude.
I would like to take a closer
Mark.
look at this door.
It's just a normal door. Are you want to do an investigation check?
I would like to investigate for traps. Yes.
Yeah. Really good old investigation.
It's going to be 16.
16. There's no traps on the door. It's locked. As you're looking at the keyhole, you do see scratched onto it just another shadow mark
Ooh, okay.
for empty.
Like if we were to go and investigate all the doors, we would only find that they're all locked.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
And I assume it's quite obvious that it's been left by a tabaxi claw.
Yeah.
Carved in, yeah.
Define
Like-
empty though. Is it empty as in he's not there? Is it empty as in there's nothing in the room? We won't know until we go inside and check out.
True. Clink will shrug and attempt to trip the lock.
Okay. Give a Thestos.
That is going to be a 21.
Perfect. The door pops open. What you can see is this is a laboratory. In the corner, there's what looks like a glass cage that goes from floor to ceiling, wall to wall at the back end, that is smashed open. So glass lies on the floor. And there's a desk over on the side. A couple of books strung over the cover.
We do an investigation check of the room, then.
Yeah. Good.
12.
12. You don't find much with that, but you do find a field diary from Professor Jonathan Hartworm, Dean of the School of Natural Magics and an expert on the biology of disease and mythical beasts.
Can we give it a read?
Yeah. And one thing you notice that it's this is the handwriting changes a lot. You're looking at this and it's very inconsistent, the handwriting, until you get to maybe the last couple of pages that are filled in, which it suddenly it changes and becomes consistent. When you read that, the journal entries say the 12th of Sun's Ire, 832, which you would all know as being 15 years ago. The expedition to the South One is already plagued with misfortune. My student has lost his fingers to frostbite and now is incapable of taking my field notes. We are hot on the trail of a mad yeti, seemingly affecting a local tribe of barbarians. Their cattle found exsanguinated, which is not of typical yeti behaviour. The brutes often opt for more callous kills. 13th of the Sun's Ire, 832. We have found the tribe and the people here are certainly on the edge of anticipation. I have inspected on the goats myself and found 4 puncture marks, 0.5 centimeters wide, each point by a distance of 5 centimeters from each. Located under the fur on the neck of the goat, the body is fully exsanguinated. 20th the Sun's Ire, we found the source of this malady, a human vampire, but seemingly this is not the only vampire in the vicinity. The one who turned this wretch into the parasite we see today holds to the wind, cackling, laughing at its prey. A species more callous and certainly less graceful, often opting to brutalise its prey, ripping the flesh, then the delicate pierced neck from its spawn. And then you get to the final entry. It says, 30th of the Sun's Ire, 8:32. They will never believe what we have managed to obtain and bring home to Horizon. The city will regard Professor Jonathan Heartworm as the greatest scholar of druidic magics to ever exist.
Oh no. Oh no.
Do we want to know what he brought back?
Yes.
I sense we're going to find out.
I think we might either be dealing with a vampire, or even worse, a vampire yeti down here. I don't like the sound of either of those, to be honest.
Quick just nods. Bad.
Bad.
Very, very bad case. That could in fact be bad.
Are you wanting to do anything else in this room, or?
You said it's kind of like, you said it's obviously set up as a laboratory, and you mentioned there's like a like the floor to ceiling tank. Is that empty at the moment?
Tank's empty. It gets smashed. It looks like something broke out of the tank.
How big is said tank?
Yeah.
Is the glass smashed
50
outward
size?
then? So it's
Yes.
evidently pushed out, not in.
So yeah, glass is smashed outwards. The tank is not that large. It's maybe 10 foot by 10 foot.
Okay.
So whatever was in there was probably agitated of the confined conditions.
Can I do like a nature check
Mhm.
around the tank to see if there's maybe been any sort of fur or anything like that left over?
Yeah.
$15.
15. You definitely find fire.
Okay. Would it be a
Brown?
whitish nature? Brown.
No, brown. But that's all you can really glean from that.
The tank itself, is there any sort of like apparatus connected to it?
There's a desk to the side that you can investigate if you want, but there's nothing like.
Like,
It
pipes or
mainly
anything?
looks like a viewing container.
Oh, okay. So okay.
More so than
like
anything.
more like a vivarium than Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if there's a desk to be rooting through, I will be more than happy to do the rooting.
I
By
would
all
also
means.
like to join in the rooting.
Great. You have investigation checks, please.
Yes, I will assist Clank, given that she is the intelligent sister and I am the wise brother.
Good.
By like 1 point, which is
No.
so good.
No, it's like no, you. Mine's wisdom and charisma. Yours is intelligence and wisdom. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're the intelligent, you're the
Charismatic, wise one,
charismatic.
yeah.
Oh, goblin dice coming in clutch. I can't do basic math. 16. 16?
16.
26.
26, perfect.
Jesus Christ, I can't even read anymore.
you find quite the gold mine in here actually,
Ooh.
where Drex just kind of looked at the desk. You actually lift the lid, and you find two magically hardened scalpels that are functionally +1 daggers.
Mine.
You find 5 greater healing potions,
Bloody hell, okay.
and you find a more ornate scalpel as well.
Okay.
That is a little bit more distinct from the other two.
What is this more ornate one?
If someone has identify, you can find out, or you can maybe do an Arcana check.
I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, my ability to do math is pathetic. 12.
12. Yeah, you maybe don't know exactly what it is, but this is much sharper than the other ones that you found. This is functionally a +2 dagger, and it has a extra ability that you can't quite work out yet.
Interesting. I'm going to swipe
Yes.
one of the +1 daggers.
I was going to give you one of the +1 daggers. I'm going to be like, brother.
He points at the ornate one. Yours. Points at the +1 ones. Ours. Points at the potions. Share.
Frank will just nod.
Yeah.
Mine. Yours. And she'll hold out one of the +1 daggers, turn to the rest of the group, but just vaguely gesturing this dagger at everyone, like.
Just waving a scalpel around.
I'll just point to my crossbow.
Less stabby. More hide, so I'll sacrifice this one.
Who wants?
Vice steps forward and passes his rapier on the side. You know, could always use an extra stab.
True.
He careful and just hands it. But she puts it, so the blade is facing her, and then
Sees the
I'm having
blade
this-
facing you, and he takes it like very gently between two fingers, and slowly pulls it back. Thank you.
you are welcome. Like, everything is a break as she tries to think of words she's heard that make sense in this sentence. Because you know, I have a charisma of 10. Like, I'm also going to equip that +2 dagger. Thank you very much.
Okay. You don't need to adjust it or anything, and as you spend more to it, you kind of get the idea. This is a zoologist scalpel,
Ooh.
and you have advantage on investigation or nature checks to dissect or skin a beast
Oh.
Oh, fuck yeah.
using the scalpel. And outside of that, it's a +2 dagger.
I'm gonna turn around, pulling the potions out, and hand one to everyone.
Greater healing, yeah.
Yeah, greater healing.
Take.
Outside of that, you don't think there's anything in this room. If the other keystone wasn't here, it's probably gone.
I would like to go back out into the swamp
Mhm.
and just tap on the water to try and get Tina's attention again.
And you wait. All of a sudden, the black head of hair just slowly creeps up. Hi.
Hello again. You wouldn't happen to notice that this bad has big teeth, like big fangs. By any chance, because we've found some very disturbing information.
It's big teeth. Big teeth. It's scary. You can give an insight check if you want.
15?
15. There's something deeply unsettling about this that she's not telling you.
Right.
You get the impression she's very worried, very afraid, but she knows more than what she wants to let on.
I understand that being down here on your own is not an ideal situation. I feel like I've struck a nerve. You told us all you need to tell us. We will avoid bad even more than before.
Not allowed back. Not allowed in Tina's home.
No, we won't let him in Tina's home. Tina's gave us fruit. We're friends.
We're friends.
Friends.
It needs permission.
Who needs permission?
It needs permission to enter Tina's home.
Oh, that's very enlightening, Tina. Thank you very much. You have been a great help as always.
Don't give it permission.
No.
Can I
All but confirms it.
do like a nature check on the fur to make sure that it's not some tabaxi fur and it's actually a yeti fur?
Yep. By all means.
11.
11. I mean, could be its back to. It's probably not Yeti. It's brown, but you don't know exactly.
It's fine.
So we're back into the swamp. You have, so coming from the door on the right, there's the door that was on the left that's now opposite you, and the door at the far end of the room.
The door at the far end of the room's where the bad was last spotted.
Mm.
And it's the
Because
other
we
one
leave
with
that door till last.
sheet wraith.
Oh. What room is it we need the 2 keystones for?
From what Tina's kind of said, is it's beyond where the sheet wraith is.
Okay.
Maybe go over and investigate the door directly ahead of us then.
Great. Give a. Oh, sorry. Yeah, by all means. I was thinking of the other door.
No, not the one with the bad guys behind it.
Yeah, by all means, give an investigation check.
21.
21. This door is unlocked. The door itself is not trapped. As you kind of test the handle a little bit. You don't open the door fully, but you do have a slight peek, and you think there's a pressure pad on the other side of the door. Are you opening it fully?
I mean, if it's a pressure pad, so I've identified that it's a pressure pad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I have a spare rope in my bag. Can I boot the door open, chuck the rope on the pressure plate, see if that triggers it, and bolt as
Yeah.
I chuck the rope?
Sure. You activate the trap, and essentially a flamethrower activates and shoots a continuous beam of fire over the pressure pad and the rope. And it doesn't stop while there's weight on the pressure pad, yeah.
Fear I may have slightly fucked this one, boys.
You see there's it's a gem that's kind of floating in a just a kind of magical contraption that is the flame is coming from.
Is it possible to shoot the gem out of this contraption?
Yeah. But by all means make the attack, and just as you're doing that, obviously there's a big gout of flame in front of you, but
Surely eventually the flame will burn the rope. So
yeah, well, eventually.
Pressure on it, yeah.
But this room feels different. You can't quite see into it just yet because of the flame, but
You want me to roll this with disadvantage then to try and hit
No.
the gem?
No, by all means, you can see the gem.
It's a 12.
12, and you knock the gem loose. The flame stops. And what is before you is similar to the swamp. You see a tropical forest biome. This is huge, like a greenhouse, essentially, a big glass house. And again, there's a glowing orb of light. Unlike in the swamp, where there's many that are floating around constantly, there's just one giant globe of light, essentially bringing sunlight to the plants.
Did you bring heat lamps into D&D Ghost?
I did. Magic heat lamps.
Sake.
I'll make my way in after putting
Okay.
the gem out of the way.
Sure thing. Is everyone else following?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm into
Can I
this.
Okay.
have them?
This is. It looks very overgrown. This looks like this was a bit of a research collection. At some point, they were down here studying these plants, and they have abandoned this facility for 15 years.
Can I,
So they've grown a bit wild.
whoever's at the rear, can I ask them to shut the door so nothing goes back into Tina's room?
Yeah,
Keep
the door
her-
shuts behind him.
Say.
And as you walk in as well, and you walk a little bit further, you start to smell this very sweet scent just permeating through.
Are we talking like floral or fruit sweet, or are we talking rotten meat?
We're talking it's more like a sweet nectar, very floral fruit.
I don't trust you.
I'll say, no, not in the slightest.
You don't have to trust me.
Is it more like plants or trees?
You can inspect more if you'd like.
Yeah.
How would you like to do it? Would you like to do more of an investigation or nature or even perception just to see if you can
I've
note
got
the
a
tones?
+4 on nature, so I'll go for that.
Nature? Okay. You can roll that. Is anyone else wanting to... Sorry, what was that?
23.
23, perfect. Anyone else wanting
I will passively perceive at 7.
passively perceive?
I'm
Great.
gonna go for my passive at 16.
Can
Great.
I check for any sort of tracks that may have been
Yep.
left in this room?
Sure, thing. And Vice checking as well.
Can I keep an eye just on the direction we came from? Just
Yep.
in case there's like any shift in the door, just to alert the group.
Perfect. What did you get for your check, Nicky?
You want perception or investigation?
Whatever you prefer.
Or would it be survival from checking for tracks?
Oh, it's a forest biome actually, and because you're a ranger, you get advantage on this.
Yeah. I'll
This
do
was the one thing I wrote, and I was like, "God damn it! Favorite terrain."
Well done,
It's not
Nick.
gonna make much of it. Yeah, 18.
18, great. You don't see any tracks because there are none. It's just heavily overgrown.
Okay.
For the rest of you hone in on a smell, and it's delicious. This is incredible. This smell. I need everyone who opted to investigate the smell to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
Ooh.
dear.
That is a 7.
4.
7,
18.
18,
We never claimed to be smart.
and 4. So yeah, Drex, you're fairly sure whatever is making the smell is trying to lure you in. You're fairly confident, and you're not falling for it. However, both twins find the
Hungry.
origin of this smell themselves, and they see this great big leaf. There's 2 of them. There's 3 of them. There's 4 of them. There's 5. This bright red center. You find yourselves drawn in for its snapshot. You're both engulfed.
There is a pair of very undignified squawks from somewhere in the undergrowth.
Yeah. At the moment, you're both blind, restrained, and unable to breathe.
Oh, I
And
see.
you suffer
Restrained.
12 bludgeoning damage
Ow.
and 6 acid damage.
Ow.
18.
Are they engulfed in the same trap?
No, it's 2 different traps.
Okay.
But as this happens, I'll let everyone else, if they want, to make a quick stealth check. As these traps animate and rise like heads.
13 in the stealth check.
13.
Would the sound of it closing be loud enough to alert me with my back
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah, especially you have the alert feat as well, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you'd hear this noise.
18 for stealth.
Perfect. And what about Drax? Drax?
8.
8. Hang on, let me. Yeah. Vice, you think you're hidden. For everyone else, I need us to roll initiative. It's
I do
the
have resistance on damage dealt by traps.
I mean, if I stand still, I'm technically invisible.
this is not a trap. This is a phytohydra.
Oh.
You see the
Okay.
heads of these Venus flytrap heads animate. You see it is attached to a body, and it has seen the other 2 of you.
That's so cool.
So I need everyone to roll initiative.
18.
18.
Tell us in which order you want them, dude.
So if we go standing for me, so Nikki, what's Etienne?
I got a 26.
26, perfect. For you, Ali, for Drax?
18.
18. For Clink?
14.
Okay.
I'm switching dice.
For Vice?
14. And that's with a plus 13. So I rolled on that one.
Okay. And Clink?
24.
Thank.
24. Perfect. Right, Etienne, you're up. As this big beast is huge, by all accounts, this is a Hydra with Venus flytrap heads. 2 of the heads are currently engulfing your companions, and the other 3 are swinging around. Oh, I don't know if you're muted, Nikki.
Yeah, sorry. I'm an archer. I don't deal with blades. I'm just checking something. But wait me a second. Can I? Is there anywhere I can see is like I can get a vantage point where I can get up high?
I mean, there's a tropical forest. I can let you climb a tree. If you
Yeah.
want.
Can I use my current action to like climb?
It is just free action.
Okay.
As long as you're not going up. You'd move half your speed without a dedicated climbing speed, so you
Yeah.
can get maybe like 10 foot up
that's-
speed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. And then because of my what did I ambush? So I will take 2 attacks at 2 separate heads with my crossbow.
Great. What one specifically? Is it the 2 that are holding them?
The ones that have engulfed both of the twins.
Great. So what's the first one?
16 in the first one.
16 misses.
Okay. And I'll just roll again. That's better. That's 23.
That hits.
Okay. So this is including my sneak attack as well.
Yep.
So that is 17 damage plus it because of Umbral Ambusher. I get an additional D8 for the first round of combat, which works out another 4. So that is with me 17 plus 4, 21.
21 points of damage. Nice hit. The head is still floating around, but you did look like you severed a little bit there.
And that will use my current action to hide.
Okay. Great. Bex, you're up.
I'll use my Cloak of Shadows to also go invisible so that I can hide.
Okay.
How close are we to the plant already?
It's quite close. It is within about 20 feet with you, and this is a huge creature.
Am I able to kind of? I take it it's how many heads again?
5.
5 heads, and they're all like at the same base root.
Yeah.
So can I, seeing as how I'm invisible, can I try and sneak as close as possible to the base of the plant?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I think that's using
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, that counts as my action.
Okay, perfect. Weren't joking about him. Next is the Phytohydra's turn. Great. With the 3 heads that are open, it's going to make 3 attacks. Just one. Unfortunately, actually, the only one that can see is Etienne. So.
You know I'm hidden.
Oh, you're hidden as well. Okay, actually, yeah. It's going to use its action looking for everyone. So what was stealth check values again? Do you remember?
Name's 13, but I can roll you an additional one.
It rolled a 2. It rolled a 2. The Phytohydra just looks around desperately, trying to see who has came into its lair. Ending its turn. Clink, you are up and you take, at the start of your turn, 2 bludgeoning
Yeah.
and 9 acid damage.
Ow. Okie dokie. I assume I can move enough to stab this thing.
Yeah. You can attack. It will be at disadvantage, but you can attack.
Absolutely fine. Okie dokie. Just trying. See if there's anything specific I can do with this. No, it would just be a standard attack.
Okay.
So you said at disadvantage. You said yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a natural 1 for a total of 8, unfortunately.
Okay. Unfortunately, nothing happens.
Rapier just glances
Yeah,
off the
just-
inside of the.
Yeah, you just can't quite move your arms into a way where you can get a good stab on the go. Next up is Vice. Oh no, I've absolutely missed Clink out. Clink should have went before Jax. Sorry.
No worries.
If I could just let Clank take their turn, sorry, first, and then I'll put you back in where you should
Clank, you
have
mean.
belonged. Clank. God, I knew that was going to throw me off. At the start of your turn, Clank, as well, you take 2 bludgeoning and then 3 acid.
I can do math. That's 5. I am just gonna straight stab this thing in the inside of its mouth.
Great.
Hang on a second. No, okay. Well, I am just gonna crack this. I do not wish to be in this plant's mouth any longer. It's sticky. Let's fuck. I'm not even joking. On my desk right now is a nat 1 and a nat 20.
Oh, God.
So that's
Unfortunately,
yeah,
that
that's
is
my luck.
look. Sorry. Then, if that's your turn, then to Vice.
So I'd be further away from
Yeah.
them because I wasn't investigating the spell.
You're about 30 feet, I'd say.
Because of hearing the snap emotion,
Mhm.
I'd use my bonus action to dash
Okay.
to get as close to the first head that I would see.
Okay.
Also, I wouldn't be able to tell which ones have the companions in them,
So the ones that have companions in them are locked shut.
and the other ones are open, ready to try.
Yeah, the other ones are open and snapping.
So I'd go to the closest one that's snapped shut.
Okay. That's probably Clanks.
Would I be able to get a sneak attack because technically an enemy of it is within 5 feet because it's inside it?
You are hidden, so you still get sneak attack enemy.
Okay. Then
You not
I'll-
automatically get advantage of fancy footwork with being a swashbuckler anyway.
it's Rakish's Dasti, but if there's no other enemy 5 feet away from me, but I'd imagine there's quite a few around, so I feel like that would have cancelled that out.
The Hydra counts as one enemy. It's just got 5 hits.
Okay.
So you still get an
Um,
attack with advantage.
Right, I'd like to roll to hit, please.
Perfect.
Closest to the base, because I don't want to affect the
Yep.
fold of it. 17.
17 just hits. Roll your damage.
Okay.
With sneak attack on top of that too.
And that would be 29 points.
29. Good hit. So as you stab in with your rapier, even though you haven't channeled the magic in the rapier, you just feel a surge of necrotic go up as it kills off one of the heads, and Clank falls out. Good turn. Great. And then top of the round, or sorry, do you have a bonus action or anything you want to do? Oh no, you dashed.
No.
Or
No, I use my words. That's fine.
yeah, go. Etienne, your shot.
Yeah, so again, I'm just going to take some pop shots and stay hidden. With my bonus action, can I cast Hunter's Mark? First
Yes.
level on it.
Mhm.
Just make sure I take that. Oh, cool. And I'll take my 2 shots with advantage. The first one being 27.
27 hits.
And that is 19 in total with my sneak attack. I need to add a d6 on top of that as well. With an additional 5.
Additional
My
5.
Hunter's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go again with my crossbow.
Okay.
At 20, not natural.
Cool. Hits again.
I like that roll sneak attack. It should have just been 9 piercing damage
Cool.
plus 5, so that's an additional 14 damage.
Cool. Great. And again, as you hit, your bolt strikes to it, and it severs that point that you hit before. And Clank is now free as well, covered in digestive juices.
Sticky!
Clank, it is
I'll step
your
back and
move.
have a shadow.
Clink, you're up. Clank. God, I can't believe you've done this to me. I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah. So no
Yeah.
longer blinded and restrained, yeah?
Yes,
Sick. So
just a
because
little
of
bit
assa-
soggy.
Sticky. Because of assassinate, I get advantage on anything that hasn't taken its turn in combat yet.
Mhm.
I'm just
And-
gonna straight turn around and
Yeah, I think normally it would have taken its turn, but because everyone was hidden, I'll give it that. It couldn't find anyone that should attack. So, when you got hit with advantage.
appreciates it. So that's what you appreciates about me.
Mhm.
Automatic. Let's
That
go.
is a. I've got Letterkenny in my head. That's an 18.
18 hits.
Beautiful. I had to do. 1d4 plus 6. Okay, cool. That is 9 damage, and then
9?
I'd like to use my
Cool.
bonus action to make another attack with my other dagger that's in my other hand, because I'm a jewel builder.
Perfect.
And I'm going to use the pink die. The pink die rolls nice. I can read. $17.
17 just hits.
Before I lose that forever. It's literally just under D4. That's another 3, please.
3. Cool. Great. No heads all that time, but good hit, good round all round. Drex,
Stabbing it
you're
in the mouth of the one that had me.
yeah. Drex, you are up.
I pull out my tinderbox now that I'm up to the base and rapidly start trying to light a fire on the base of the plant.
Okay. What? Give a sleight of hand check. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That is fully on me. How did that happen? I'm so sorry. That was
What
it.
was
Rolls
that?
I forgot.
Those
I
are high
forgot to
rolls.
loop. I forgot to loop. Sorry.
I got a 16 on sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
You start to light a fire. Yeah. It doesn't catch yet, but it's if the fire's burning, you can maybe try and catch next time.
Would that count as a whole action?
You've not got fast action. You're not a thief rogue, are you? No.
No.
Okay, yeah, that would be your action. You've got a bonus
Yeah.
action now. If you
I will use my bonus action to dash out of the way, behind the plant.
okay, sure. By all means, are you moving out of its range?
How far is its range?
How far is its range? It's quite big. It's where did I write that? Where did I write it? It's got 10-foot range. Sorry, are you still hugging close to it, just moving round?
Yeah, I'll dash maybe like 3 or 4 foot behind it into the underbrush, so that
Okay.
I'm just lying prone in the bushes behind it.
Okay, great. As you kind of move into a flanking position, one of the heads just spins round and is looking directly at you. At the end of your turn, the phytohydra from the 2 stumps where the heads have fallen off, 2 additional heads from each one burst forth. So there's currently 7 heads, and each head's going to make an attack. Yep. Each head's going to make an attack, so I'll do 1 on each, and then I'll randomly dedicate the other 2. Right. So Etienne does a 21 hit.
Yes.
Okay. Drex does a 14 hit.
14's bang on my armor class.
Okay. Meets it, beats it. Clank does a 12 hit.
It does not.
No. Don't. Okay,
Bad.
you're safe. Vice, another 12.
No.
No. Clank, that's an 11, I assume that doesn't hit. Clank. God. That's similar. Right, so I'll do, I'll roll, or sorry, I'll roll the damage for that, and then it's got the 2 more attacks. So, on Etienne, you take 10 points of bludgeoning.
Yeah.
And 3 acid as it bites into you.
Okay.
It doesn't engulf you, but it just bites into you. And for Drex, you take 6 bludgeoning and 6 acid. And again, it does not engulf you, but it does take a nasty bite. I think the last 2, I'll go Spice hit it hard, it'll hit it Vice again, and then probably go after Clank, who just hit it. So for Vice, 14, is that? No, cool. And Clank, 18.
It hit.
Hit.
Can I use my uncanny dodge, please?
You can uncanny dodge this. You take 12 bludgeoning, halved to 6, and 6 acid, half to 3. Yeah.
Ow.
At the end of the Hydra's turn, it is Clink.
Let's go. Free action. I'm just going to yell, "Get back!" I'm going to bonus action disengage. Move my full 30 feet back as far away from the thing as I can, and I'm going to fast hands grab the fireball potion, and I'm going to hold my action.
Okay. Assuming you're going to throw it when everyone gets clear. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Okay, great. That you? And it's Vice, you're up.
Seeing the extra head spurt out of the neck, and then seeing Clink running away and getting the potion out that was hot. I'm disengaging as a bonus action, and then I'm just going to dash away right behind Clink.
Great. That your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Etienne, you're up.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume I'm within range to the head after it's just bit me.
Yeah.
So I will bonus action disengage as well.
Okay.
I will take my 30 feet of movement speed to get behind Clink.
Mm-hmm.
Had to double check the chat there.
Yeah, I have to do it quickly.
And again, I'll just ready my crossbow and hold an action.
Okay.
I'll leave my thumb there.
Right. Clank, you're up.
You good, Char?
Searching.
I think she's trying to sneeze. There we go.
Oh, okay, there it is.
I can't sneeze properly. Like, it just shuts down my entire body like a factory reset. I'm disengaging and I'm off.
Okay. Great.
Hang on. Action to disengage, bonus action to stab it with the dagger, movement to get behind Clink.
Other way around.
Is a rogue? Yeah, the other way around. You can disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. Stab it, make your attack.
Ooh, come on, green dice. Let's go. That is a is +9 on the one you gave me? +9, that is, oh god, math. 24.
24 hits.
Outstanding.
And you get sneak attack because you do have an ally still in melee with it.
Oh, this is true.
You don't get advantage from flanking because it's got many heads, so it's immune to flanking, but you still get the sneak attack damage added on.
Okay. I got it on my green dice because I was looking for a specific die and I couldn't find it. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 5 is 13?
13. Perfect.
That was a terrible set of rolls.
It's alright, damage is damage.
Yep, disengage and I'm off behind my brother.
As you start running away from it, the head swoops in and you just bat it away with your newly acquired dagger as you keep running. That's everyone clear. Are you wanting to lob your potion of fireball?
You know what? I think it might be the time.
No, like sticky.
Oh wait, sorry. Actually, that's my bad. Drex is up. Actually, I forgot. Sorry.
Yes, true.
The way I've written down the initiative. Drex, what are you doing? Are you?
I'm funnily enough also going to bonus action disengage and sprint
Jesus,
in whatever
weird.
direction's farthest away. Yeah.
It's almost
Okay,
almost
perfect. Are you
cunning action.
attacking as well on the way out?
No, I'm not risking another head going.
Fair enough. Okay. Is that you then? Are you doing anything with your action?
No, I'll hold the action.
Okay, perfect. Then lob your potion of fireball.
I certainly will. Ranged attack?
Yep.
Well, I assume just really to see where it lands more than anything.
Yeah, you can add dex to it and stuff like that. Yeah.
A 22.
22. That definitely hits. You can roll 8d6 and then double it because it is vulnerable to fire damage.
I thought it might be. I'm gonna need more
Regret
dice.
not taking arcane trick stuff, but I wanted to go non-magical for one.
Because there's a hunter's mark on it, will that take a d6 as well? Or do I need to do the damage for the d6?
Normally you need to do the d6, but you'll get your held action after this as well.
Alright, okay.
If it survives.
If it survives.
I should have been prepared for this. I'm so sorry.
That's alright.
Two, 64 points of fire damage.
Is that before the double? Or
No,
doubled?
that's doubled.
64. Right. It's still standing, but you essentially the explosion takes out 3 heads, and it seems to be cauterizing the area where the heads grow back.
I wonder.
So 64.
That might be a mechanic.
Yeah. Great. So who was all holding an action there? Etienne, Drex, and Vice.
Yeah.
Right. If you all want to make your attacks while it's vulnerable, feel free.
You said 3 of the heads are cauterized.
Yeah. So yeah, 3 disappeared. There's still 4. But you don't. It's as the phytohydra's on fire. You think because it's taken fire damage, it might. It's probably hindered the regeneration ability at least for a round. Oh,
I get an 11.
11.
I'm going to need to put a pause on this, right? I need to go do parent duties, but I'll.
Yeah, no, don't worry. That's alright. 11 misses. Vice, what the.
So, I don't really have any ranged options per se,
Mhm.
but could I throw my rapier at it?
I don't mind you. It's a huge creature. You can quickly move out of range. We can say that if you want, and still avoid
Oh, no,
fireball.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I just didn't want to get like singed.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
Have daggers in your starting equipment?
You just took one of the thingies anyway.
I was thinking about throwing the
Dagger.
dagger, but I didn't want to offend Clank for just throwing my fancy gift.
No.
Retrieve it afterwards.
Throw.
It's fine.
Bro, okay, so
Kill.
I'll take
Kill.
the fancy type of, what was it, a surgical type scalpel?
Yeah, it's a scalpel. Yeah, so it's functionally a +1 dagger.
So I'll take that. It's an 18.
That hits, roll your damage, and you can add sneak attack. So now it's just been absolutely
Okay.
diddled by a fireball.
Kill it.
So that will be 16 points of piercing damage.
Perfect. It's looking very rough. And Drex, were you holding an action?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I'll take this as my one opportunity to be heroic and charge back in and try and make it.
So it makes it okay. roll your attack.
That was less than heroic. 12.
12. Unfortunately, it misses. So, on the Phytohydra's turn, it's just going to make 4 attacks, just 1 on each. I'll go for extending sort of thing. So Drex, it's 14. That's okay.
Yeah, that's bang on again.
Okay. Again, that's on that 1 on Clink.
That's not bad,
Um,
time.
15 for Vice.
It misses.
Misses. Cool. And for Clank, that's another 15.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So it's only Drex that's taking damage. You take 7 bludgeoning and 6 acid.
Okay.
And Clink, you're up.
Yeah. Do we have anyone currently melee with it, or is it still?
Yeah, both Drex and Vice are in melee with it.
Awesome.
So you would get your sneak attack on this.
Yeah, awesome. I will re-engage then.
Uh-huh.
I will aim for whichever. I will go for whichever of the heads seems to be the most still on fire. I have taken a great personal dislike to this giant bomb.
Perfect. I did try to digest you, that's only fair.
It's going to be a 19 to hit.
19, that hits.
Awesome. What is my goddamn sneak attack die at level 8? 46. I'm going to need to get all of the dice back out. Why did I put them
Did I
away?
put them away? That's why I had a
literally-
potion of fireball around instead of it.
I don't know why I've done this to myself.
Yeah.
You just have like neatly organised on a space on your desk, like I do.
This is why I have. Like,
Yeah,
4
exactly.
This is why I have 4 sets of dice next to me.
Mine are all
Okay.
green. Oh.
So, obviously, rapier attack. 8, if I can find that. Plus 4 is going to be 11, plus the sneak attack.
Apologies.
Around 30 points of damage.
Clink, take the spotlight. How do you
Oh,
kill the
let's go.
Phytohydra? 30 is exactly its hit points.
You know what? I will absolutely take the W on this one. I'm gonna lunge towards specifically the head that swallowed me previously, because that's the one I have a particular issue with. And as another one, comes in from the side to bite me, I duck under it, sever the stem, and then flourish and pierce up through the mouth of the one that actually originally bit me.
And that you do as the one by one heads fall. First head goes down. There's only 3 left after that, but the next one goes down. Then one more comes down, and you see attached on in between the teeth of the jaws is what was a severed hand, skeletal at this point, holding a blue gem.
Magic.
As the
rock.
the fighter hydra falls and the gem rolls out and lands at your feet.
Rock.
Alright, well done, guys. Let me get back to ambience music, shall we?
I'd like to chug my potion, please.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I'd say.
very,
Yeah.
very
I'd say.
unwell.
Full heal as full action.
Yeah. You can.
What? Greater potion. What is it?
4d4 plus 4.
Yeah. So if you're spending a little time saving your potions, you can all heal what
16, 20.
20. Yeah, 20 points of damage.
You know what? It's better than I had.
And you can also take any hit dice if you want as well. That's fine.
Oh. In that case, you know, I will take a hit dice as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
You know, I'll spend
I'm gonna do.
2.
Who I think?
Hmm.
Because I'm not looking good.
Ali, are you okay with how hit dice work and stuff? Yeah.
Not a clue. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. On your character sheet, you see under your health where it says hit die. You can basically roll up to that amount, like a day, essentially, to heal if you want to heal.
Right. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, that's much better looking.
And so, yeah, it's the Phytohydra lies dead before you, still smouldering.
Oh, and
What do you guys want to do?
I have a poisoner's kit. Could I use, I guess, nature to try and harvest some of the poison that it just destroyed us with?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm going to visit the little trees room, so I'll be back in a second. I'll just be following my brother.
yeah, give a nature check. Yeah.
It's 16.
16. Yeah, you get a vial of Phytohydra poison that does 2d6 acid damage.
Cool. Thank you.
And
See the mouth that was opened up that had
Mhm.
like the skeletal hand that the rock dropped out? You
Mhm.
said it was like between its teeth?
Yeah. Like the kind of the jaws of
Yeah.
the flytrap thing, yeah.
Can I extract some teeth?
Yeah. By all means, yeah. It is. It's not like dentistry teeth. It's a
Oh,
plant, but it's you can add Phytohydra teeth to your character sheet if you so wish.
Listen, there's always something for someone. Don't worry. Nobody asks questions where the teeth comes from.
Yeah, you can always find a
Sounds
teeth
like
buyer.
Vietnam, where we just have this is the body parts or something.
Can I like wade through like, the overgrown part of this room to see if there's maybe any sort of like doors hidden away behind some shrubbery or anything like that?
Yeah, make a investigation or nature check or with advantage with your favorite terrain.
But I want nature. Yeah, I think nature that's better. Oh, 2 15s, so that's 21.
Anyone? This room is very much an artificial rainforest that's going on. You maybe glean some information that there's like a magic-based weather system, things like that, and you find ways that they control that, but there's no secret passages or anything like that in here.
Okay. It's fine. Is the blue gem being lifted?
Oh yeah.
Not yet. Oh, I think well, thanks.
I was raising
Thanks
it
got
above
it.
my head in glory.
Okay, that's
Yep.
fine. I was just going to pass it over to Drex to have a arcana check on anyway.
You want to do that?
I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine with this. It's sort of like
Yeah, that 20 plus 4.
That 20 plus 4. You. This is unmistakable. This is so similar to the other one. Just this one's blue, but the other one. Spend a little bit more time with it, especially within that 20. You think, okay, these are very much sealed or used to close off a glyph of sealing, and you get a better understanding of how it works, and maybe even how to undo those.
You'd undo them.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Like, how to use them as like keys.
Yeah. So when it comes to finding the seal, I'll lower the DC for that roll.
Well, these two keys, one was red, one was blue.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay, I don't know why I had in my head we're looking for two red ones. Because we got
No.
a red one originally.
Yeah. One red, one blue.
we continue the endless battle of red things versus blue things.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say. I'm not going to speak on that topic.
So where to now? Are you heading back through to Tyner's room?
Unless there's anything
Yeah,
else of
there's nothing else
particular
here.
interest in the tropical forest.
No, not really. Etienne has had a thorough look. You don't see anything else in here.
Fabulous.
Okay. Back through. So you make your way through back to the swamp biome. You see the water overrunning the bridge, and where to now?
I believe
Head to
there's only one other room that we can
Door.
go into.
Okay.
Are we prepared for what could be behind this door though? Like we've got our keys, but do we really want to be opening this?
Yes.
Sneaky.
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 What's their name again? The
Tyner? Or the
Tyner.
sheet ghost?
I'd like to check on Rand, but
As you kind of approach the edge of the water, do you see the familiar Triton peek her head above the water? I found this for you. She gives you a rock.
thank you. Clank will take it and give her like a quite stately bow and be like, rock gift, and hand her a ball bearing, a singular ball bearing.
She holds it close to her chest.
Be safe. I shall mimic the sound of a door opening and point at the last door.
This room is safe. This room is safe.
Stay in the... And she'll make the sound of water.
And as you say that, she just sinks beneath the surface.
We gotta make sure our friend is okay. She's
That's-
French. She give me rock.
that's
I like
friendship.
rock.
Yeah.
Any rock.
Any rock. Good rock.
Great rock.
So you're approaching the final door?
Yep.
Yep. With all of your passive perceptions, you see there is another shadow mark by this door. And it reads in the unmistakable scratch of the backseat claw. Don't let it see you. Triton said an alarm. Falls and rises again. interrupt, fail if caught, stops alarm, not guaranteed. Follow our marks, back library this way, and in all caps, don't forget keystones. It's hard to come back.
Oh, I don't like that.
Sorry, what was the first thing about the alarm again?
So Triton said an alarm, falls and rise again, interrupt, fail it if caught, to stop alarm, not guaranteed.
Okay. Sneaky.
Can I get perception checks from everyone and then stealth checks? That's okay.
That is 24 on perception and an
Okay.
18 on stealth.
Okay.
I'm going to. Yeah. Let's just see what's my
13 perception, 17 stealth.
God. 22 perception. And obviously, hood up, cloak of elvenkind.
Mhm.
That is going to be 28
28. Cool.
for stealth.
That is a 19 for perception and a 26 for stealth.
Okay. And Vice?
20 perception and a 15 for stealth.
We'll
Great.
build our characters the exact same way.
It's the Rogues Gallery. So, for everyone heard, a slow grind as metal against stone being dragged as it comes very close to the door. Seemingly turns and heads back where it came.
Very Pyramid Head, I'm in.
I have been playing a lot of Silent Hill as I was writing this, I'm not gonna lie.
It comes across, bud, and I'm so happy.
Is
And,
this door unlocked?
As you touch the door handle, it gives. It's definitely unlocked. Do you open it?
I want to check it for traps first.
By all means.
Investigation or perception?
Investigation.
18.
18. It's untrapped.
Awesome. I'm gonna wait for. I think I'm gonna wait for almost a full like rotation of the grinding sound. Gonna wait for it to like obviously go quiet, and then when it starts to get louder again, I'm gonna count the seconds for how long it takes to get back and become loudest, and then turn around again, and then when it then basically count half of that, and then just crack the door open slightly.
Great.
So like, whatever it is basically halfway back across the room. Yeah.
So that whatever this is, it's slow moving. Incredibly slow. You think you get like a good 2 minutes in between
Okay.
each pass. So you crack the door. Okay. As soon as you kind of hear it come close and loud, and then slowly starts to drift off, you crack the door.
Beak through the door.
And immediately find a shadow mark that's just an eye and an arrow that points up.
Oh. I look up.
And you look up and you see the rafters that support the roof.
Yeah.
If you can climb up there, you can maybe sneak over whoever it is walking. But then your eyes look down. And you see another shadow mark, half written, on the wall to your left,
Okay.
and at the bottom of that, you find a dead tabaxi.
Okay. What does the shadow mark say? Can I see it?
It starts to say "drop at" before it finishes.
Drop at before it finishes.
No, sorry. It says "drop at" and then
Yeah. And then it
nothing
drops
after
off.
that.
I don't mean to sound like a coward or anything, but I do seem to notice that you're all sneaky beaky rogue types, so it would be ideal if one of you guys, up there first, because I'm just little and I'm a holy man, not fully equipped for this.
Clink's gonna like bring a clawed finger to his beak, point to himself, and then point up. And yeah, scuttle into the room and scale up onto the rafters.
See, before he does that,
Mhm.
can I I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on him.
Ooh,
Okay.
even
Perfect.
more stealth.
Correct. Yeah, so you can, if you want, you can re-roll, or you can carry that stealth check that you just did forward.
Let's have a look.
So you'll get-
I
you
get
get
a plus 10 from Pass Without Trace as well, don't I?
Yeah, you get an additional
Yeah.
plus 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
have
just we could just add 10
100.
on, save you rolling if you want,
Well,
or
I
whatever.
mean,
roll
let's
again.
find
Roll
out if
again.
it goes any
Fresh.
higher.
Yeah.
So I get advantage anyway.
Yeah. Vice as well. Can you roll a quick perception check?
Also, for the whatever the thing is, perception checks to detect me have disadvantage because I've got Cloak of Elvenkind.
Okay,
23.
That is
that's good. 23.
That is my first nat 20 for a total of 40.
Nice. Yeah, he manages to get up into the rafter, and silently, it's as if you're watching a silent film. Like, there is not a single noise that comes from this Kenku. And when you get up there, you see a shadow mark. Again, one says, one at a time. And Vice,
Okay.
with your 23, you can hear the sound is approaching. And then when you look down, you see a very ornate dagger in Kesh's belt.
Crouch down and take out slowly.
Okay. You recognize these. These are very famous. This is a flame-tongued dagger.
Ooh.
Ooh.
For everyone else, you slowly start to hear as the noise is getting closer. What are you all going to do?
Is there anywhere that I can hide? Anywhere dark that I can hide?
So basically, you're in a corridor, right? You open the door. It's straightforward. There's a little alcove. There's some barrels that Clank has used to climb up into the rafters, and then there's the corridor that leads down.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Nikki.
No, I was just wondering if there's anywhere that I can try and surround myself within darkness. Whether it be in the alcove, is it shadowy, is it...
Yeah, you can hide in the alcove.
Yeah. That's fine, and that would give me invisibility then, with the
Okay.
umbral... What's it called? Umbral sight.
Yeah. Go. Everyone else?
Very, very quickly,
Yeah.
before
Uh-huh.
anyone else takes an action on this one, with me up on the rafters. How high up am I?
It's about 10 feet. And so,
Okay.
like, you can stand on the rafter quite comfortably, but some of your taller party members might need to crouch.
Okay. Is anyone particularly like watched me go up? Have they still?
Yeah.
They've still got an eye on
I
me?
think they basically just watched as you silently, very impressively, made your way up to your perch.
So, after reading the shadow mark, I'm going to lean down over the edge of the rafter in the thieves can't like hand signs, just sign one at a time back to Clank.
Okay.
Then, whilst whatever everyone else is doing, what I'm going to do is take the black silk rope from my burglary kit. I'm going to anchor it to the far end of the first anchor and let it drop. Like, obviously, let it down very, very slowly so it sits flush against the wall and is like kind of hidden among the barrels and stuff that you described.
Perfect.
So that if anyone doesn't have a climbing speed, they're not going to be impacted.
Perfect. Great. Everyone else, what are you doing in this moment? Are you going to hide in the corridor or shut the door and wait for the noise to pass?
I'm hiding. We're going one at a time. Yeah. I'll shut the door.
Okay.
I'm going to go back into the previous room as well.
Cool.
I'm gonna hide behind the barrels.
Okay, cool. As you do that in this pass, it doesn't seem to detect, but for those of you still in the corridor, you see a hulking figure, its flesh clearly decayed, dragging behind it a giant sword. Its face is completely obscured as a white sheet is sitting on it, draped, and runs down to the floor. It gets to the edge. It turns its blade around, slowly descend. And those of you that are still there, you see that this wraith is essentially been walking this path continuously, that it is starting to wear a track in the stone.
Can I turn to Clank and just go stab?
I'm very tempted to stab it.
I mean, assassinate.
I will throw the thieves' cant for stab to the people who are still in the room with me.
Is anyone proficient in history?
No.
No? Anyone in the room with you want to make a perception check?
I'll do it.
Why not?
19. I'm assuming us two are like side by side, like one behind one barrel, one behind the other.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You've got
My bad. I
Clank
thought.
above.
Sorry, I was the wrong way around. I forgot you guys were in the corridor. Never mind that.
Tucked to the corner, just like.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't see that from here.
I'm very tempted.
Clank, Clank would see that though from above if we were to do like the sign, as in.
It's not in that room. It's something that
Oh right, okay.
Jax or Vice can see.
Oh, right. I've got decent history then. Sorry, I thought you were
Yeah.
people. That then,
Think
yeah.
said one
Yeah.
at a time.
If
Come back.
yeah, you can very clearly remember the warning on the front door.
Back.
On the that says, "Don't let it see you. Try to set an alarm. Falls and rise again. Interrupt. Fell if caught. Stops alarm. Not guaranteed. Follow our marks. Back library this way. Don't forget keystones or to come back." And I'll post that into the Discord just in case you want to.
I will
Don't
turn
attack.
to Etienne, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's too many names to remember. Or Scar played an Etienne previously, so that makes life easier.
Actually, funnily enough, also with a southern accent.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to go for like like New Orleans
That's
bayou.
exactly
Southern
yeah.
drawl.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did.
Well, what you doing here, little one? That's so much like set. I'll turn to Etienne and I'll do the thieves' cant sign for danger and death and point at the
The cat.
yeah. Just wait.
Would we be aware that
Hmm.
like was Kesh like significantly better than us, or did you say he was relatively new to the guild?
Kesh was relatively new, trying to make a name for himself.
Okay.
So maybe took a job that they didn't realise was going to be as difficult as what it was.
There's only one guy in.
Yeah, Clink, from the rafter, you think you can make it across the full corridor?
Yeah.
If you want to try.
This place has been relatively undisturbed for the last 15 years, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Dust will have formed up on the rafters.
Mhm.
Can I spot where Kesh has gone between?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Make a perception check
Uh,
or investigation, whatever you prefer.
let's do perception. Thirteen plus 7, dirty 20.
That's what I think. Yeah, you see a light step. That it's almost as if Kesh was cautious
Yeah.
of how much weight they were putting on every step.
Yeah.
They did seem to make it through okay from what you can see in here, but it is a long corridor.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start like moving across very cautiously, but each time I step onto one of the rafters, I'm going to use like the edge of my sleeve to like make a slightly larger indent in the dust, so it's more easily spottable.
Okay.
And just keep making my way across, obviously checking for shadow marks on each rafter as I start moving across until I see anything out of the ordinary. I'm looking for like patterns in the dust that would indicate like Kesh had slipped or he'd been knocked off or something like that.
Cool. Can you make a acrobatics check?
Nice.
As for the as you're walking through, there is no signs of stepping, like missteps or anything like that. Kesh was quite a sure foot going through here.
25 for acrobatics.
95. You make it to the other side and you see what Kesh was maybe trying to warn about
Yeah.
at first, that you can make it to the other side.
Yeah.
And you do sneak, you carry in your natural 20 over. You do sneak over the sheet wraith again. And you see that, okay, there is a way down. You can drop down, but there's probably not a way to come back up without someone to give you a boost. And that's maybe what caught Kesh off.
Except me, because I have climb speed.
Except you, because you have a clean speed.
Have a
You see
fun.
a closed door at the other end. What did I do? Drop down?
Yeah. No additional shadow marks or anything like that. Just
You do see a shadow mark at the end that just has an arrow down.
Arrow down. Okie dokie. Yeah. I say I'm going to very carefully scale down the side wall from where the edge of the rafter is. You go down, and quick once over of the door. Check for traps.
Untrapped. I'll just give you that one.
And
But it is locked.
It is locked. Okay. Thieves' tools out. It's going to be, I believe a 24. Yeah.
Great. And you crack it open, and you quickly open the door, close it behind you, and find yourself in a room with a sigil, with 2 clearly marked circles with nothing inside. And in front of you is a door that has almost like a blue magic barrier in front of it.
Okie dokie. So as I sort of like ease the door back shut just before I close it again. So I don't know if the creature's going to notice it. Oh, in fact, actually, did they leave the other door open at the other end of the hallway, and the creature just walked straight past the open door?
No, they closed
No.
it because it was
Okay.
coming.
Yeah, I'm just go a little brrr, and then close the door.
Creature
it
doesn't
an-
seem to react to the noise.
Chirp that I would know, or is it just
Yeah.
making sound?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, it's just a signal that is clear, basically.
Do
Okay,
you, Scar? Do you still have the blue key?
I said you have the stones.
I
I was
have.
going to.
No,
I know
would-
Drex had it, but I wasn't sure if he gave you it back.
He didn't specify, so I'm going to say Drex probably still has the key.
I have one, you have one, I think.
I
Yeah, because I
probably
was.
should
If
have
you
taken
still
those
had,
with me.
yeah, if Scar had it, or if Clink had it, I was just going to give the other key over to Clank to follow your footsteps up and down.
Well,
I can do this.
I say, well, Ghost, are you happy for him to have given it back to me after he'd finished his investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
okay.
that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
So
okay,
what do
yeah.
you?
It's stowed inside. It's stowed inside like a satchel that I wear
Mm.
over my shoulder.
And you?
Tucked under a feathered wing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I will. As I'll wait for everyone else to do their thing, and then I'll
Yep.
start having a bit more of a peek
It's-
around.
Yeah. Just if you put it down into the circle, you see it lights up, illuminates, waiting for its counterpart. Is everyone else following then?
I will, because we need to go one at a time. I will give the red key to Clank to
Mhm.
head on over. So I'm assuming that chirp was right.
Yep.
Your go.
Okay. Everyone following. Can I get a fresh stealth check and acrobatics check? And
I'll turn
we can.
to Etienne and go, safe, clear.
Oh,
Wrecking my throat, mine.
I rolled a nat 1 on my stealth.
Okay.
Shit. For stealth, that is 25.
25. Okay. And what for your acrobatics as you're crossing?
Hang on.
I never rolled acrobatics. I wasn't crossing this.
Oh
time.
yeah, no, not you. For
Oh,
Clank.
okay.
Yeah.
17.
Okay. As you make your way up, you delicately walk across this beam, making your way to the other side. You hear what seems to be someone leaning against one of the barrels as it falls over. And the slow grind of metal against stone starts to increase in pace. As it approaches you, Etienne, can you do another stealth check? 12.
I mean, it does have a sheet on its face.
Give it to actually. Let me see. I'm just looking at this. You'll see. Well, in darkness, you're invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness, right? So that doesn't count. Yeah, so that's fine.
Luckily, it did not roll very well. It increases its pace. Doesn't seem to have identified where you are, but the pace hasn't slowed. The time in between the pass went from 2 minutes to about 1 minute.
Okay.
And Clank, you make it successfully to the other side.
I will firstly hand the stone
Is-
over to Clink.
Okay. Is anyone else joining as well?
I'd assume it'd be like a conveyor belt system. One
Yeah,
goes up onto the thing, the other one moves into position, one comes out of the room, and just keep
Yeah.
doing it that way.
Can I get acrobatics and stealth checks for everyone? And then, well, everyone that still needs to move. And I'm assuming Clink and Clank are putting the stone in the glyph.
Yeah, we're
two feather brains.
I'd
Mhm.
say we're probably like a couple of feet apart, not wanting to put too much weight on a specific point, because obviously this is what we do. Like,
Yeah.
we're used to being together working on stuff, so it's like we would have naturally fallen into like unsure footing of floor and stuff. So,
But yeah,
Mhm.
magic rock into blue rock, blue circle.
Yep.
Red rock, red
And
circle.
this is where it
Great.
turns out he's colorblind. Red, blue colorblind.
they light up. You still get the impression that maybe you need some arcane knowledge on how to actually deactivate
Can I roll an Arcana?
the aura. Yeah, you can roll an Arcana.
I rolled a nat 20 on the acrobatics and
Okay.
a 23 on the stealth.
Bro's just
Perfect.
gymnast flips.
Yeah,
That
as
is-
you slowly make your way over, very creatively, dancing over the beams and everything.
Peak Silverjack energy.
Yeah.
That is an 18 for Arcana.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on you drawing Silverjack in Riven's arms.
Yeah.
People
You-
daddy.
This kind of arcane magic is, even though you understand what it's doing, this is kind of outside of your field house. You don't really have an understanding of keystones.
Brother.
You do remember though that Drex has a bit of an insight on that.
We need.
Drax.
And I will mimic how Drex says their name.
Says his own name.
I don't understand.
And can I get the who's after Etienne? Drex or Vice?
I'll let Drex go first,
Okay.
just because he might struggle due to the size.
Yeah.
I
Great.
rolled a 17 on stealth.
17 on stealth. Cool. And what about acrobatics?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's alright.
11.
11. Cool.
Yeah.
You do slip at one point and make a little bit of a noise. But fortunately for you, you don't think that was enough to ruin how quiet you've been up to this point forward. And you do make it to the other side and through the door. Vice, can I get your acrobatics and stealth check, please?
16 for acrobatics and 19 for stealth.
Okay. You do think that the sheet course is aware of you as you move.
Don't scrub.
You do make it across, but the timing again that it's moving, it's increasing its pace. If only a little bit, maybe coming every 50 seconds. But it still hasn't spotted you. And you make it to the other side. So, Drex, are you wanting to try your hand at Arcana on this?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Right. So you know how these keystones work, so the DC has been lowered for you.
14.
Okay. Right. And with that... Oh, fuck. I lost. Yeah, with that, it opens. And... Or the barrier disintegrates and the door is left. So what do you do now?
We trust that this is the last of the puzzles, or
Gonna make your way through the door?
yeah,
Okay.
solve the puzzle, we can get the reward out of here. Find a way that's not doubling back. Easy peasy.
It's a piece. Great. As you sorry, I have like the perfect sound, and I've forgot to load it in. It's not this one. Yeah. So the door's unlocked. As you try it, and what you see on the other side of the library, this big fog, going through the library. However, and it's not as you're kind of used to. As you make, but you do. Can I get perception checks from everyone?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go wonder what's higher, whether it's my passive or my actual roll.
Yeah.
This is the perpetual question.
18.
That's a
18?
dirty 20.
20?
17. Passive.
17? Passive. Cool. And sorry, Vice and Drex, what did you get?
16 passive, but I rolled a
16.
9.
Cool. That's fine.
11.
11. You don't really notice it at first, but at one point you just start to hear a sinister cackle. Something is laughing at you, or laughing to itself. If you want, you can make a nature check as well.
That's 15 on nature.
15,
21.
18. Well,
18.
you guys are pretty confident you've heard a laugh like this before, and you know it belongs to a knoll of some kind. But this knoll is a bit twisted, a little bit. Something's not quite right with the way it laughs at itself. It's a bit manic even for a knoll.
Great. I hate it.
Before you can see a corridor. There's a line of books. If I turn off to the left, it's going to be a little bit of a skill challenge. I want to go in order and have people tell me if they want to go straight forward or to the left and then give a stealth roll. Okay? So, Etienne, what would you...
Can I confirm with the group first on what they want to do?
Yeah, by all means.
So what are we thinking?
Is this a split up job or stay together and hope we pick the right room?
But again, this is one open room. It's just a maze of bookcases.
Oh, right, okay. Isn't the rule with mazes you always turn left or you always turn right?
Keep your hand on the left wall and always follow the left.
Left it is.
Okay.
It does work.
That's
I'll go left.
okay. So everyone going left?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll go left. I don't want to speak for the group, but I'll go left.
Yeah. Left? Rex?
Yep.
Left?
I'll follow left, yeah.
Left.
Clink?
Left.
Okay. Vice?
Left.
Left. Great. Is everyone just left?
I'm gonna go straight.
Straight? Okay. Can I get everyone to make a stealth check?
It's always one.
Well, it was more that I thought it was probably a good idea to have like at least somebody take the other direction.
Hedge your bets,
Never know.
I like it.
Have I still
Before I
got
get a
pass without
really good
trace
weapon
active?
from it. Pass that trace is an hour, isn't it? No.
Hmm.
Yeah. If it's an hour, yeah, it'll be thingy. 24.
Face is time
Dex,
for
what
it.
did you get?
16.
16. Perfect. Vice?
28.
28. Perfect. Clank?
37.
37. And Clank?
That is a natural 20
Natural
that'd be
20.
30.
Perfect. Meets it beats on the difficult DC, I'll give you that one. So everyone turns to the left, and as you're kind of moving, darting between the bookshelves, you see this knoll as it walks towards the direction that you just saw. Clank move. Fortunately, Clank, as you're about to turn the corner, you hear it. You hear the manic laughter, and you freeze, and you can feel its breath beside you. But in the end, it turns away and goes back down the corridor it came. So, for everyone that went left, you now have a choice. You're at a corner. You can either go to the right, you walk down the corridor a little bit, and then go up, which would be, we'll say, round the corner, or you can just head directly right again, essentially to meet up with your lost friend.
I'll meet up.
Okay.
I'll be the contrarian this time and keep my left hand on the wall and go
Okay.
straight ahead.
Okay, straight.
I will
Nice.
also continue.
Oh, so Clank. Oh, yeah.
I will continue going. I will continue on ahead as well.
Okay. Vice?
I'll continue as well.
Okay. As for Clank, I had to check that one there. You've managed to hide and avoid as it comes, and as it turns around and goes the opposite direction, and you turn to look, you can definitely see this. This is a giant knoll pacing the corridors of this library, but you also see a golden light coming from a caged door.
Can I glean? Ooh, I forgot I knew that word. Can I glean anything from how close I am to it? Can I see, like, why it's acting so strangely?
The
Does it
knoll.
just look like a bog standard?
You can do a nature check.
Can I do a medicine check, maybe?
Yeah, you can do it. Medicine check.
That's the better option. I love these Lord of the Rings dice.
Yeah.
16?
So the movements this note is making, there's something clearly wrong with it. You know, it's piecing together everything you've learned today. Jonathan Hartman was a professor of diseases and mythical beasts. He was investigating vampires beforehand. You know, China is located in the middle there, and the bad can't enter her home without permission. There's running water in China's home and bridges that they need to cross. You slowly start to piece together that maybe the only reason China belongs here is a final safeguard to stop a vampire from leaving. But as for your skill check decision, you have the option to wait here or make a break for the golden door.
Where
And
is the knoll now in relation to me?
it is so basically, if you imagine a T shape,
Yeah.
you're kind of at the corner. The knoll is turned away, so you would be chasing down the corridor after the knoll.
Part of
That'll
me's tempted to
happen.
throw a ball bearing and try and distract it
Okay.
and try and get it to move, but then I risk it going to everybody else,
Mhm.
which is my concern. But then there's 4 of them and 1 of me. So, like,
If
know what?
if you
Close
think
to
you
it.
can throw it down the corridor that you just came, and then double back on yourself.
I'm making a run for the door. Bollocks to it.
Run for the door. Okay.
Go.
Stealthily, or are you just balls
I'm a
to the wall?
stealth it.
Yeah.
I ain't
Okay.
that thing's gonna punch me straight in the face, and I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Great. Can
I'm-
everyone give me a stealth check, then, please?
Come on, Goblin.
24.
Right for
14.
28.
28.
14 as well.
Great. I like Clink, so I rolled badly for that one. So you.
How annoyed are you by Clink and Clank?
God, they just keep. There's a Scar. Can I get a stealth check, please?
You certainly can, yes.
Mm.
39.
39.
Jesus Christ.
Advantage
So-
Yeah, pass that
plus
place, yeah.
advantage plus 20.
Yeah. The main party, you start to creep forward, and you can see the door as well. This golden door. It's kind of emanating light through a barred window. And just as you're about to reach, the knoll creeps in front of you. It seemingly doesn't spot you. As it keeps
Use-
moving, you then see another Kenku sneakily run and almost bump into you at the speed that they're moving. What were you going to say, Drat?
Right, can I use thaumaturgy to cast phantom sound? And
Yeah,
just
of course.
have it emanating from somewhere that's clearly a wrong turn somewhere in the maze.
Yeah.
And
You kind
just
of
have it. Sorry.
yeah. That initial corner that you thought I can maybe go around here as it's starting to head down that way. You just aim a sound to back from where you were initially, and
I just want it someone to sound like someone shouting "Help! I'm lost."
and as soon as you do that, the maniacal laughter just gets more and more intense as you hear it sprint around the corner to where you make the sound. You've bought you and the party extra little bit of time, and you're all in front of the door.
Is the door locked?
Of course it is.
The amount of times we have gone,
It is.
I'm going to do everything to this door,
Yeah.
but it's open.
Yeah. It's
Can I use my thieves' tools to try and open it?
I was going to say this door is a little bit interesting, and that it's obviously set up so that not one person could open the door at a time. So the locks are in 2 locks on either side, 2 locks on the other side, and then you need a 5th person to actually open the door.
Oh.
I like that. I like that.
So
See in the area as to where the knoll had left.
Mhm.
Can I cast alarm the first level alarm?
Yep.
So I'll
Of course.
know if it comes back.
Yep.
Is
It's you can hear it and even see it crossing the gaps in the bookcases as it's frantically looking for whatever made this noise down the far end of the room.
Can I cast that maybe a bit further up then, so I know that it'll give us enough time? It's not just going to turn the corner and see us.
Yeah, of course.
Can I drop some ball bearings?
Yeah, you can do
Very
that.
quietly.
Can do that. As for the door, I need one person to be the brave one who thinks they can open the door and be the last to shut it as everyone gets in.
It's strong.
And then the other people do the thieves' tools check.
Are any rogues actually strong?
No.
I mean, who's get higher than a 6?
I've got 9 for strength.
Nice.
I've got 11 for strength.
11.
That's just strong.
No one got 12 strength amongst all of you.
8 strength.
Right.
We're rogues.
Does everyone have expertise in thieves' tools?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we open and close the door dexterously?
Dexterously.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can try and open it quietly.
I like
It's just the way you'll need to do it is that whoever opens the door needs to be the last person through the door.
Okay.
But you can definitely do it quietly if you want to do it that way.
I'll open the door and be the
Okay.
last one through.
Can everyone else make a thieves' tools check? And Vice, can you make a dexterity or a strength check, whatever you prefer? You can do it stealth or athletics.
We'll do stealth.
Okay.
16.
16. Great. Let's see if the door actually opens.
19.
19. Okay. One lock.
22.
Cracked. Second lock. Cracked.
19.
19. Third lock. Cracked. Okay, then, Nicky, did you say?
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
Sorry.
I was messing around with my Twitch sub.
Started check.
Sleight of hand.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that is 20, not natural.
Perfect. And like that, you all find yourselves securely and discreetly in the vault of the library wing. You see chests, you see gold, you see artifacts, but right in the center, you see a crystal ball with a deep groove down the middle. You know this to be the eye of the beholder. You know this to be Orion's prize.
Does
Someone take it.
I'm so I'm going to be that guy. Can I have a look at the rest of the loot before I touch the eye of the beholder? Like,
Yeah, you've.
Can I be that
Same.
rogue?
and does the
Yeah,
vault door look like it can be opened from the inside?
It does.
Okay.
It does. Each of you find enough of like 1,000 gold. You find some interesting trinkets you think you can sell, some gems. Things like that.
The little satchel comes over the shoulder, it's pulled open, and just
It's all looting time.
Yeah.
Does anyone touch?
Seeing Clink start to do that,
Mhm.
Vice goes into his bag and takes out just a small kind of pouch
Mhm.
and reveals to be a bag of holding. I think trying to get back stealthily, we should probably put it in the bag of holding.
You alright?
Yep. Sorry.
all good there, Ghost.
I had a friend over.
Ah,
And they're leaving. Sorry.
Just so it doesn't make any noise.
I'll nod and just start funneling handfuls of gold.
So I can, like,
just
toss
upends
it,
the bag into your bag of holding.
Yeah, and you get a good 5,000 gold. Within some of its gems, some of its artifacts, things that you can sell, things you know how to sell quite comfortably. And all that's left is the eye. You grab it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, never mind.
With no hesitation whatsoever.
Oh,
As
what
you-
do we do? No.
As you grab the eye, no traps activate per se. But I do
Per
need you
se.
to roll a
Let's see.
d6 for me.
Roll a d6 for you.
Yeah.
Don't like this. Don't
Uh,
like
that is-
this.
That is a 3.
3. At first, you don't see anything.
Okay.
You just stare into the eye, into the crevice. All of a sudden, you go blind.
Oh.
The rest of you go blind.
Oh,
You can't see anything.
Of course, we all go blind.
Some of you have your sight returned. Some of you notice that you can't actually see anything. But it's not because you're blind. You can see the tip of your nose. There's just a black bag, black fabric covering your face. You're kneeling. You feel a tightness around your neck. Others of you, you can see what's happening. You see some of the allies you've met here today. They kneel in front of you with a black hood. There's a dry firing squad loading crossbows. They line up their shot, taking aim at your guildmates. You'll hear a distinctive voice, which you all know to be Orion, your boss, speaking in flawless undercommon. No witnesses. Fire away. Those of you that are hooded, you can feel pain in your chest as bolts hit you. Those of you that aren't, you watch as the people that kept you alive today fall over, pin-cushioned with crossbow bolts. As you're pulled back into reality, as your vision restores and you find yourself in the vault, you get the sense that you've started a series of events that are greater than all of you. Do you choose to look into the eye again?
yes.
I choose to get the fuck out.
As Etienne starting to assemble, make his way out of here. Clank, can you roll a d4 for me?
Who of us were hooded and who of us weren't?
Me.
I think you all know you're rolling that, however you've seen yourself.
2.
This time again, your vision disappears. But when it returns, you're not looking through your own eyes, you're looking for someone else's. You see the green skin tone, the muscular form of your arms. You're definitely a half-orc. And you're in Brazenfort Square, the place you call home. The square is bustling and people are attending a farmer's market, and you're on lookout. Your boss Orion emerges from a bookstore with an old elf that you know is his friend Elmer, who owns the shop. As they're discussing and saying their goodbyes, you hear a call. Assassin. As a grey-cloaked figure leaps from one of the roofs and crashes into Orion. The assassin, quite brutally, slams his dagger into Orion's chest 3 times, and Orion manages to push the assassin off, grabbing the elf and holding him at knife point. He yells, "Pell, help me," as your hands draw a great axe and you start indiscriminately killing the civilians around you. The assassin turns and looks at you, then back to Orion. Before giving up his quarry, he charges at you. As he leaps dagger drawn, you're pulled back into your body.
Okay then. Murder hobo, let's go. I'm out of here. Screw this eye, I'm out of here.
Are you leaving it behind?
I just refuse to ever touch it
Okay.
again. No.
Shoving it in the bag and
Yeah, I was gonna say,
getting out.
it was like, dropping it into the satchel.
Great.
We were sent for the
Wait, one sec.
we got the let's get out of here.
For the ease of time, can I get one last stealth check?
$12.
12.
15.
10.
No, that one wasn't so good for a total of 26 after rolling a 6.
Okay. Okay. And sorry, I was just zombie's gone over that. Right. Lower roll. But you still fine. Or can you quickly give me one last stealth check?
What was that, sorry?
Like one last stealth check, please.
I had to dig my cat out of a carrier bag.
That's alright.
25.
25. Perfect. You all managed to quite safely, securely avoid the knoll on the way back, sealing the door behind you, removing the seal. You help each other up onto the rafters, knowing that the smaller ones among you might not have been able to get back themselves, or those that aren't very good at climbing. And you make your way back, and you climb the stairs, and you're greeted with that half-orc that you all saw from that vision. You wonder, what is he capable of? You wonder, what am I capable of? Start to think, can you trust the events that you've all set in motion? Right. You got the eye. Let's go back to the tavern and get paid. And we'll... Oh, you good?
Sorry, I was going to say, can I cast detect thoughts on
Yeah, by means.
the half orc? Yeah.
He's relieved to see you. He's a little bit... You get the impression he's actually a little bit annoyed that all of you made it back, because now he needs to split the pay 6 ways. He fully intends on taking a cut
That's
of the 12,000.
But he doesn't know what we picked up in there, so
Yeah. But he's relieved to see you back. See that you'll get paid at the end of the day.
Interesting.
And with that, I think we'll end the session there. Make your way back to Brazenfort. Your riches in tow.
that was fun.
But we'll have maybe one last decision in the last 5 minutes. Do you turn in the eye?
Yes.
Yes.
With zero hesitation.
Perfect. Then you'll get handsomely rewarded. Get 2,000 gold each to your character sheet. Matt will love me for that if your characters come up again. And
Plus the split of
Oh,
what we stole from the vault as well.
Yeah, like in the
Yeah, yeah.
Golden, yeah.
How
split
much
that as well. You get all as well. That's what, 3,000 each?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Great. You get all your magic items too. So. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed my
100%.
first
Much so.
on Shane one shot.
I mean, I don't get
I
magic
feel-
items. I give out a magic item for flipping rock.
I know. Everyone wanted cloaks of Elvenkind, and it wasn't until I was looking through and I was like, oh, that vampire knoll has non-magical resistance.
So, well,
But yeah.
fortunately we were able to get past it.
yeah. Really?
And,
It was unfortunate to have you failed the stealth check on the Phyto Hydra, because there was going to be some skill checks as well for that. Sneak up and steal the rock from its mouth. But
Very cool.
Yes,
hope we all
God,
enjoyed at least.
Yeah.
we discussed what we got for, obviously with our little twin thing. We discussed what we'd take, and it was like who got the boots and who got the cloak. And the idea is we didn't speak for a week until we were given one, because we were bickering over who got what.
They were a gift from our pseudo-adoptive parent Orion. And yeah, there was like a week and a half long like Cold War standoff.
The old dagger across the bar.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, and then he finally went, look, you get this, and you get this. Stop arguing.
Okay. Well,
These characters coming back.
thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll make sure to, as this is Matt's World of the Shadows Be Fair that we do every Friday. The story you heard today is officially canon in that world. So you maybe hear stories come up and things like that, consequences of the story as well. So thanks again for tuning in. Scar, do you have anything we need to tell people?
Announcements-wise,
any announcement wise?
So personal thank yous first and foremost to our ever-present Zombie and to Renzuki as well for renewing their subscriptions. To Rum O'Clock, Pixie Socks and Jazzy Queen for coming to hang out with us live for the first time on Twitch. As always, if you haven't already, please click through onto the linktree that's here in chat at the moment. Follow our socials, join us on Discord. If you happen to have a Prime sub free or you feel like supporting the channel in any way, subscribing at the moment is the best way to do so. We're still growing, kind of finding our feet, and we've got some interesting things in the works. Very much keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks for our next one-shot announcement, where I personally will be running the Curse of Northwind for some of our regular players. And of course, we will see you all again next Friday for the next session of Shadows We Fear. And I suppose, unless there is anything else from anyone else at the table this evening?
May I?
Yep.
I'd like to thank, obviously, like my community for coming over, Jazz, Pixie, people like that. Massively appreciate. If anyone has come over from my channel and you don't already follow Immersive Realms, please, like, even if it's dropping them a follow or a subscribe on YouTube, I would massively appreciate that, because you guys support me well, and this is something that's also very important to me, run by some of my best friends. So if you wouldn't mind dropping a follow, I'd massively appreciate that.
Fabulous. And
They're all handsome, you know we want to press the button.
And also big thanks to both Yoma and Katzen, first time on the channel. Hope you both enjoyed yourselves. It's good seeing you both.
Fun. Good fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Good.
sure our viewers will be seeing them again before too long. I should imagine there's always things in the works on this side. But otherwise, I believe that is all for the six of us this evening. Thank you everyone for taking the time to hang out with us on stream tonight. And as always, have a wonderful weekend. Have fun and goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right.
Bye!